Hey Scorpio, welcome to Higher Source Tarot. This will be the year of 2020 predictions for all Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in Scorpio. So if you have Scorpio somewhere in your chart, in one of those placements, you are in the right place. So I hope that the holidays treated you well. We are coming up on New Year's Eve for those of you who celebrate that, and 2020 should be an important year for a lot of people. I love recurring numbers. I think a lot of people do. So that's exciting, but it's also a great time in these next couple of days to set your intentions. Get really clear about what it is that you want to come towards you and be able to allow to develop in your life, because our ego keeps us. Our ego keeps us from allowing those things to come in. It's not divine source, it's not source energy. Source energy is here to help us expand and to deliver the things that we are seeking. So know that what you are seeking is also seeking you. So if you write those things down that you want and then really get the feeling of what it would feel like to have them show up in your life, feel that love, excitement, the laughter, the fun, actually feel what it would feel like to have those things, you will hasten the speed at which they show up for you. So just know that you can be very deliberate and conscious in your own creating of your life. You're not just a bystander watching what happens to you. You are creating it, whether you have been aware of that or not. So yeah, so this time around we are going to use these Abraham Hicks Ask and It Is Given cards. So by Esther and Jerry Hicks. So if you have begun any kind of information seeking about the law of attraction, Abraham is a great teacher of the law of attraction, but there are many, many teachers. If you're into more of the scientific realm, I would look up some Joe Dispenza footage on YouTube, or Greg Braden is another one that comes at things more from a scientific standpoint. So if you are still kind of like, well, is this just woo-woo? Well, there is, much evidence and research to support that our neurons wire and fire together, okay? So like goes to like is attracted to like, and we can now, through research, measure brain waves to the extent that scientists can actually predict what you are thinking about, and they can see those neurons wiring together. So what you think about, you are attracting into your life. It's just very simple. It does not have to be complicated. So know that. So attract the things that you want. Oftentimes we get some of what we don't want and some of what we do, just because we still have some level of doubt. So anyway, know that you're worthy. Know that you are worth whatever it is that your heart desires. Those things can show up. It's your own self-doubt, limiting beliefs that keep it away from you. So let's hear about Virgo here for the year 2020 ahead. Excuse me, I just said Virgo. I meant to say Scorpio. Sorry, Scorpio. I am thinking of you. I don't know why I said Virgo, but I think I saw that little the woman on the card, and it just kind of made me think of that. But we are doing Scorpio here, so we're going to do it month by month. This is for January. Very nice. Right out of the gate, a nice big offer. Dreams coming true. February, the High Priestess. Wow. March, the Lovers. And oh my gosh, I wish I had Scorpio in my chart. And April, the Six of Wands. May, we've got the Knight of Wands. June, the Page of Swords. July, the Two of Cups. In August, the Six of Cups. My God. And then here we go right into the Star. Wow, in September. October is the Ten of Wands. November, the Moon. And December, the Five of Pentacles. Okay? So very nice year ahead to look at here. Very nice. So you start off pretty strong here with the Ace of Pentacles. And I like to see this card in the beginning because it's all about new beginnings, but it's also about manifestation. So as I said at the beginning of this, these next couple of days would be a great time to set your intentions, because the universe wants to deliver to you. Okay, there is an attraction that just is part of our energetic life force. And if you want good things to come to you, they will come. So for you, there is definitely a lot of love in this reading. You have Gemini, you have Pisces, Aquarius, you have some fire, a little bit of air, but you got a lot of cups in this too. So I do think that, if it's a relationship you're seeking, it energetically, the conditions are right to move forward with it. If it's some other kind of as far as money would go too, you've got a lot of cards that promote success here overall. So, what I'm getting is if it's a relationship, it's a newer relationship or a newer endeavor. And it's been something that you have kind of recently been trying to have come to fruition. And it's like everything is, the path is being paved. It's like, I just get this, the path is being paved almost with gold. I think too with money, you're going to have a really, not only a stable year, but a flush year. It's going to be a year of wealth and attainment for you, Scorpio. So, so right off the bat, here we go with this. A couple of weeks ago, I did an overview of all the cards from the Rider-Waite deck, and the deck is about the soul's journey as represented by the Fool. So all of the major arcana that the cards represent are who the Fool meets on his journey. So in February, the High Priestess represents your month ahead. And this card comes out when you're being guided to trust yourself. So I do think that if you have a relationship where there's some naysayers around you, but you have a really strong pull towards this person, you can trust that. You can trust what your intuition tells you. This is also the card of the psychic. So, I'm not hugely into saying go to psychics, but if you were, let's say you went down to New Orleans and you decided to get a reading, you might find that to be very revealing. That would be a good month for something like that. If you're using tarot as a guidance source, I think you'll find that readings will be very accurate for you in the month of February. So know that you are being intuitively guided, and the people that are coming into your experience are meant to come into your experience. They are supposed to be part of your journey. The joy is in the journey. So I might even call your reading "The Joy is in the Journey," because that's really what it's about, is enjoying the things that you're experiencing. All right, so in March, if I don't think you're going to spend Valentine's Day alone anyway, but with March comes the Lovers. And so it's a card of healing, of major healing, of reconciliation. I think if you have had some kind of a relationship, because I do get, for some of you, this is going to be an ex that comes back. Even though you have the Ace of Pentacles, and that's oftentimes new, I do see with the Two of Cups and the Six of Cups later on, it's very possible that some of you are going to reconcile with somebody. And the Lovers is Gemini, but it can also be a card of reconciliation too, where maybe you have had there was an immature person that you had a long relationship with and it didn't work out, and you felt like it probably could have been in a different time or circumstance. They may come back around. But I definitely feel like in March and in April, you are going to have a wonderful energy around you. You're going to be able to, it's just going to be like effortlessly creating things and manifesting things around you. So know that, if it's love that you're trying to attract, this could be somebody who gets very serious very quickly. So don't let that scare you off, because sometimes we can get cold feet, and, especially with a Scorpio, you might not want that kind of coming at you kind of energy. But I guess I would say don't be, don't be too hesitant there. Allow things to come into your life, and, you can always kind of set the tempo if it seems like it's too much. But just don't entirely back off from this as it comes into your awareness. And then you have a card here in April. You're going to have a lot of success, and it's like you're almost going to be ushered up to a higher level. I think for some of you, you're going to get a promotion that's gonna, in a way, take you by surprise a little bit, but it's very warranted for whoever this is for that's going to be promoted. Know that people around you are aware that you're not only hardworking, but you're very sharp. You're very good and skilled at what you do, and that's going to be rewarded. So, in terms of a relationship, again, this is a time where I think you'll have possibly even some travel coming in, where you might take a trip or be kind of swept away, and it's going to be really great. So that's why I say don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Be careful of kind of icing someone out who could end up being a really great match for you. Or if it's somebody from the past and you're kind of pissed off at them, let them show you who they are now. Now with this next, hang on a second. Let's do for-year quarter here. Abraham Hicks card. To receive what I want, I must not push against unwanted. So again, you don't want to focus on what you don't want or you'll get more of it. This is an expanding universe and all things must be allowed. In other words, for you to understand and experience what you desire, you must understand that which you do not desire, for in order to be able to choose and focus, both must be present and understood. So in order to have light, we must have darkness, right? So yeah, there is some truth in that. So next up you have the Knight of Wands, and this can be a little bit of in and out energy, and I feel like this could be you kind of doing a push-pull with this person. Just be sensitive to the other person's feelings is what I'm getting for you. And also too, if you do get a promotion, again, be sensitive to the people around you that maybe you got promoted over, and know that they're going to be mature about it. So don't start acting weird because it's just going to throw off the whole dynamic. Also watch out to not become bossy. I feel like this is cautionary for you. It's not the people around you. Just be careful not to get too inflated in your ego, because the Knight of Wands kind of comes rushing in and takes charge, and but it can be just like a lot of talk. I also think you're going to get a lot of communication. So I feel like for those of you that it's a relationship, this person is going to want to really put their feelings out there. And especially if it's, like I said, a past relationship for some of you, that person is going to want to make amends with you. And you might not be that receptive, though. It's just the only thing that I get from that, where some of you are going to kind of be cold to it. But that's, you know what, sometimes it takes time. We have to give time. So this is January, and then, or excuse me, May, I meant to say. This is June. So in June, you have the Page of Swords. And again, this is like a word of caution. I feel like things go really great January through April, and then we get into a little bit of a cautionary place in May and June. Be careful with your words. And I know you're probably going to hate this because it's annoying to keep having this message, but I can't control what Spirit wants you to know. Just kind of like use some restraint of pen and tongue. If you are about to jot off an email, put yourself in the other person's shoes. Would I want to receive this? There just can be kind of immaturity around you. And so pages tend to be immature. And even though the people might not be age-wise young, I just feel like there's insecurity here. So, focus on the things that you're good at doing, that make you feel confident and secure, and don't worry about the rest of it. So, again, I feel like those are a little bit more work-related. All right, so in July, you have the Two of Cups, which is, again, I feel like for whoever has got a relationship, you've got the High Priestess, which is a two, the Lovers, the Six of Wands, this Two of Cups, and then the Six of Cups. So, and you could also throw the Star in there too. For this, there's a union coming for sure, and it's going to be a really equal match. It's going to be... it's potential that it's an unexpected meeting. So if there was something going on here in the first quarter that didn't quite come to fruition by July, you're going to see that it really starts to come together. And it's, it's reciprocal. It's going to be, I feel like you're going to be kind of chased down a little bit. That's what I keep getting, that somebody's really going to come forward and they're not going to mince words. They're going to be clear. It's just you not fully trusting the situation is the only thing holding you back. So learn to trust. Use that High Priestess. Learn to trust in yourself. Then you have the Six of Cups. And again, this can be a little bit of an immature energy, but this is like a soulmate connection. So I feel like with these two together, it's like this is destiny and fate. It's who you're supposed to be with. They're coming in, and I think you're going to have a really hard time denying it. In fact, I don't think you are. I think if there's any bit of you that's holding back, you're going to let down your guard here come August. And again, I think it is somebody from the past. And you see like how they're kind of like shy. There's somebody in the back kind of turning away. I think that's going to be done. I think you are going to take up their offer. You're going to take their offer seriously because you've made them prove themselves. And they're going to do it. They are going to run the distance. They're going to keep trying no matter what you do. So you might as well acquiesce to it and enjoy yourself. We are all co-creators within a diverse universe. Every physical being on your planet is your partner in co-creation. And if you would accept that and appreciate the diversity of beliefs and desires, all of you would have more expansive, satisfying, and fulfilling experiences. So know that whoever comes into your awareness is your vibrational indicator. Okay, they are an indicator of where you are vibrationally, what you're attracting. So if you don't like what you're seeing, that means you have to change. The people around you will not change. So here we are into September, and you've got the Star card. This is Aquarius. This can be about self-care and, maybe too something as mundane as like a makeover or, new hair or something in September would be something that would, be advisable if you want to take make a drastic change. September would be a good time to do that. But it's also a time for the Fool to experience calmness and patience and tranquility. So September will be a really nice, energetic month for you where you're going to have, I think in this new relationship, it's going to be on a really stable ground. And it's going to be something that feels right. It feels like this is meant to be. This is on the right path. And you're going to just have a lot of freedom around it. Any hesitation you had, you're going to be sort of like how she's pouring that out, she's pouring out the hesitation. And so I do think in terms of work too, I feel like by September, you're really going to be in flow. There are not going to be any conflicts in terms of whatever was going on. If you do get a promotion, be interested to hear if somebody does get that, because I feel like there's definitely somebody who's going to be very successful this year at work. So in October, you have the 10 of Wands. And again, this is a completion of a cycle. It also can be, again, because I feel like you have an ex coming back, there's a cycle there. And in that relationship, you're going to change that cycle. This will be the time to make a new pattern, to recognize the old pattern that didn't work in the past, and to put down that burden, and don't let that move forward with you in the relationship, because looking back at the past can really screw with your neck. You don't want to live there. So be aware of it, but then know that it's time to move forward without all the baggage. And I do feel like too with the moon, it's possible you're dealing with a Pisces here. This is for November, and I feel like for you, what you're going to have is a time of a lot being revealed. I think there's going to be some things that come to light. I don't feel like it's going to be confusing as much as like with the 10 of Wands and putting down that burden. I feel like that they kind of go in succession for a reason. You put down the burden and then things come to light and it all makes sense. You know, everything, more is revealed, more will be revealed to you, and all of it will make sense. So you move into December, and with December, you're going to have some kind of a change. Now, this can be like being shut out by somebody, but I don't necessarily think that's a huge factor. I feel like it's going to be more of a minimal kind of a thing where you strengthen this relationship and your work's going really well. And I do feel like you're going to have somebody exit your life, but it's going to be more of like an acquaintance, kind of a friend group where you were hanging out with them a lot and then you just grew away from them. Especially for those of you that are like in your late 20s, you are going to experience a shift. So the people that you might spend New Year's with by December, you're probably not going to be talking to them anymore, but it'll be okay. It's not going to be something like devastating. It's just a natural attrition, I guess, that can happen as you get older and your priorities shift. So I do feel like with this, again, you've got a couple here walking, and that shows that no matter what happens, you're never alone. So it's not like you're going to be totally isolated or reclusive or something like that. But I do think you're going to have a shift. You're going to move away from something. For some of you, that promotion that you get is going to lead into a different employment opportunity come December. So you are going to get promoted maybe to like a sales manager or something, and that's going to put you out there in a different way, and you're going to start getting job offers. Probably like starting September, October, you're going to start getting offers, and for some of you, you're going to move away from what was once valued and successful. And it's not going to be a negative thing. I mean, you always see it as this was a great opportunity that then led into this next thing. So very nice. I won't put those unwanted ingredients in my pie. Imagine yourself as a chef in an extremely well-stocked kitchen where there are many ingredients that are not appropriate for your creation, but you feel no discomfort about their existence. You simply utilize the ingredients that will enhance your creation, and you leave the ingredients that are not appropriate for your creation out of your pie. So again, this comes back to like looking at unwanted things. You don't go to, you know, a buffet and start piling on all the foods like that you don't like, right? You kind of look for the things that you like, and that's the same thing that we can do on our day-to-day. Look around you for the aspects of life that you enjoy. In fact, I would suggest before the new year, sitting down and writing down positive aspects about you, about your life, about the people around you, and really focus in on the things that you like, because you're going to get more of them if you do that. So I really appreciate, I didn't say this before, but I appreciate everyone that subscribed and has liked and commented and shared. I will be back again later this week for a January 2020 video, so I hope you tune in there. I love you, Scorpio, and I'll see you again soon.